Hello, beautiful people. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to our Halloween special. I know, we're a little late. It's already November 3rd, but in my defense, the game was glitchier than ever. It took me ages to finish the house, keep it from floating away or displace anything, uploaded it to Canva and then edit everything for you. So yeah, I'm sorry we're late, but hey, the game was basically haunted, which I'd say that's pretty on theme for Halloween, right? Anyway, tell me, how was your Halloween? Unfortunately, where I live, Halloween isn't really a thing. People don't go crazy about it. There are a couple of pubs international that they do kind of a night team, but nothing major, almost nobody in costume. So I ended up celebrating it in the most chill way possible. I watched a classic horror movie and then went straight to bed because I was exhausted. It was such a busy day for me. But I am super curious, what about you? Did you dress up? And if you did, I want to know everything. What was your costume this year? Drop the deets in the comment section down below. Alrighty, my friends, you know the drill by now. Grab yourself your favorite snack and drink, get comfy, and let's get down to business. So for this Halloween, I had a bunch of options for what to build, but I thought, what's most iconic than the Addams Family Mansion? Now, fun fact, the Addams family actually has 4 official houses. One from the black and white series from the 60s, one from the 1991 movie, another from the 1993 sequel, The Addams Family Values, and one from the 2018 animated film. They're all quite similar but quite different at the same time, even though technically 2 of these 4 houses belong to 2 sequel movies, The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values. In the end, I decided to go with the 1991 version because I think it's the most iconic of them all. And here's the fun part. After picking it, I found out that this house doesn't actually exist in real life. So yeah, great choice, Sylvia. Well done. Basically, they built a miniature model for all the outdoor shots, around 2 meters tall or something, and then filmed all the scene using that, except for the front door area, all the interior rooms, and the cemetery, which were recreated on set inside the Hollywood studios. So since the exterior isn't a real house, the inside doesn't actually match the outside. Like most of the room inside, they are octagonal, while the outside is kind of rectangular, which made it super tricky for me to design the floor plan that matched the vibe but still made sense. And of course, the game fought me every step of the way. I swear it was like a spooky adventure on its own. Anyway, the mansion ended up with 5 floors, 3 main ones and 2 more for the tower section that we see at the front of the house. Outside, we also have a full cemetery and a nice gothic gazebo. Okay, let's start with the inside. On the first floor, we got the kitchen, the dining room, the spiritual room, the living room, Morticia's indoor garden, and Gomez's home office, and a small powder room. On the second floor, there are all the bedrooms and the bathroom for the family. And then on the third floor, we have the vault room, a little attic area, and a dancing room. While the tower hosts a crafting lab, Lurch's room, and finally, at the very top, Thing's tiny little room. But before we start the tour, let me just say this build started out as only the 1991 house, but then I got carried away and there were just so many details that I loved from the sequel and from the cartoon, so I kind of mixed them all together. The exterior is from the first movie, like the actual structure of the house, the cemetery, but inside you'll find little notes from all the versions through all the years. When you walk through the front gate, you're greeted by a massive entrance with tall columns and that iconic heavy door. Inside the foyer on the 1991 movie is this beautiful round room with twin staircase on both sides, left and right. And I really wanted to recreate that, but the space just wasn't enough and I couldn't sacrifice the cemetery, you guys, because I mean, that's a must-have, especially in the Addams family home. So I surrendered and I went with the staircase from the 1993 movie instead, The Addams Family Value. It's a single grand staircase with a kind of Juliet-style indoor balcony that overlooked the foyer. And I must say, I really love how it turned out in game. It's very gothic and moody, really perfect for the vibe of the house. I also divided the layout differently. On one side there is the kitchen, the living room and the spiritual room, and on the other side there is the dining room, the indoor garden and Gomez's office. Now, I didn't connect the kitchen to the dining room on purpose this time, because in old Victorian or Gothic homes, they usually add a family dining room and a formal dining room for guests. And they weren't connected. Since the space was limited, I skipped the family one and just kept the formal dining room. The kitchen is super moody and gothic. I first went in with the darkest shade of red and white combo, but in the end I switched it up for black and white because it felt more authentic. I still kept touches of deep red through all the entire house, in curtains, furniture, and in some little detail here and there to give the hint of warm, but still keeping it that Addams vibe going on. I used for the kitchen a base game cabinet, very Victorian and classic, a vintage style fridge, and even added a table right in the middle instead of an island, which fits the Victorian aesthetic perfectly. Of course, there's also a fireplace, a crystal ball, and even a summoning bell. Attached to the kitchen, we have the powder room of this floor, a very simple bathroom, black and white with just a vanity and a WC. Next to the kitchen, there is the living room, simple, elegant and very Addams. There are 3 dark red sofa, a big fireplace and a coffee table right in the middle. There is no TV or computer on this lot, but don't worry because if you want to have a computer or a TV, I always left a space on the desk up in the bedroom. I didn't add any because at the time they rather read or play chess or in Gomez's case practice with his own collection of swords. Anyway, back to the living room. Connected by 2 small arches, there is the spiritual room. Remember the scene in the first movie where they're trying to summon infested spirit? This is the room. It's filled with bookshelf and a round table covered in tarot cards, candles, and a crystal ball. I also added a piano in the corner and a vintage clock to complete the atmosphere. Okie dokie, let's move on to the dining room. The dining room is dark, moody, but still cozy. I just added a big table, a few decoration, and another fireplace under the window that faces the front of the house. I really wish we had more old-fashioned gothic furniture in the game, or even some, cobwebs or creepy plants or something like this, to help kind of set the mood, but still, I worked with a god and I think it came out quite nice. Thankfully, the new funeral update items came in handy, very handy. Next up is Gomez's office. It's divided in 2 areas, the desk area and a little raised library corner that you can access by stairs. In the movie, there is a secret rotating bookshelf that leads you to the wall. Since I couldn't make that, I thought the smarter way was to use an elevator as a portal to reach the vault room instead. So, in the office, you will find also an elevator, a chess table, and a desk with some book and some plant decoration. And finally, on this floor, we have Morticia's indoor garden. In the movie, she trims her roses by cutting off the flower and keeping only the stem, so I filled the space with roses, vines, and dark plants. I also added a chess table where Gomez and Thing can play. Before going upstairs, let me talk about the outside. I built a cemetery and added a gothic gazebo inspired by the 2018 cartoon. Remember that scene where Morticia talked to her parents through the crystal ball on top of the hill? I had to include that and I made it octagonal except the rounded, and I raised it on a platform to kind of simulate the hill thing and layer the structure so you walk up the stairs and then down into the center, and it turned out really cool, if I may say so. The cemetery was inspired by the one from the 1991 movie, full of statues. Since we don't have statues in game, besides that penguin one, I decided to use some mannequin and resize them to make it bigger and customize them with a cracked stone texture with a dark gray to make it look realistic. I even added a random mannequin parts like shoes or torso as a funny little touch, maybe symbolizing some family mysteries. Okay, moving on upstairs. The second floor has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. The first bedroom is the master bedroom of the house and is obviously Morticia's and Gomez's bedroom. It is gothic and romantic with a lot of black and red and brown stone, and it is connected to an outdoor balcony overlooking the garden. I added in this space an easel and some weight because, you know, Gomez is kind of active and we don't have sword or even golf items, so I had to replace it with something, and I thought the weight were the smallest and more suitable thing for this. It also has an ensuite bathroom which is quite huge. It does have a bathtub, a couple of vanity and a WC. Though, fun fact here, the game kind of bugged out and wouldn't let me place anything on the right hand side of the room. No idea why. I tried to delete the room, rebuild the room, moving a little bit forward or backward, but nothing worked. So in the end, I gave up and I was like, okay, fine, they're gonna have a big bathroom, and only on the left hand side is gonna be furnished and the right hand side is just gonna be space for them to walk around. Next to it, we have Pugsley's room. It's messy, chaotic, and full of weird experiments. I used the electricity and smoke effect, random street signs, cones, and gadgets, because if you remember, Pugsley used to steal traffic signs to cause accidents, so I thought it was definitely fit for this room. Across the hall, we have Wednesday's room. It's dark, simple, but elegant, with a single bed, a nightstand, a couple of candles. I added in a beauty desk, some black toys, book, a calendar, and a normal desk. Right next to it, we have Grandma's room. I went all out. It is basically a mini suite with a fog effect, a vanity table, and a full-on suite bathroom with both bathtub and shower. It does have these super witchy vibes. Then we have Uncle Fester's room, and which is a little bit smaller. It's full of books and experiments, and everywhere you look around the house, around the place, I placed down gothic portrait and spooky artwork to fill the space and keep that Addams spirit alive. On the third floor, we have the vault. In the movie is this huge white room filled out with gold. And to recreate that, I built an octagonal chamber with mirrored easel and to kind of reflect the treasure. It's minimal but luxurious and full of gold and money. The rest of the floor has an attic full of random junk, of course, and a dancing room on the other side, which is smaller than the one in the movie, but it has 2 dance floors and a couple of instruments and chandeliers, because if you're rich like the Addams are, you need your own orchestra. Still on this floor, we have another room which is separated from the rest of the floor, and it is in the tower. There is a crafting lab inside with a couple of crafting tables, some bookshelf, and an elevator connection. Okay, moving on to the 4th floor, we only have one room and it is placed in the tower, and this room is Lurch's room. It is quite simple with a single bed, a couple of nightstands, some candles, and it is full of books because I remember that Lurch really liked to read. I also added in a wardrobe and a couple of cleaning equipment since he is the one in charge of cleaning the house. Last but not least is the tiniest room of the house, and it is Thing's room. In this one, I added the tiniest thing ever. I resized everything to a dollhouse scale, and it is so small, so cute, and perfect for a disembodied hand. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of this build. This one was both funny and kind of stressful at the same time, which is the perfect Addams combo. I always loved the Addams Family. It's one of my comfort movies. I rewatch it from now and then because it's that kind of horror that is more funny than scary. I hope you guys love this house as much as I love and stressed out building it. It's big, spooky, and totally Addams. But now I really want to know, what do you guys think? Would you have done something differently? Do you like my idea of using mannequins as statues, or would you prefer to use just the tomb for the cemetery? And who's your favorite Addams Family character? Tell me everything in a comment section down below. Alright, my friend, thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. You guys are genuinely the best. If you like what you saw, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and share this video with a fellow player or friend whom I love spooky builds too. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join the family. Enjoy the rest of the speed build. I wish you all a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Love you guys. Bye!